Welcome to another edition of Boscovs Berks Jazz Fest Spotlight here on the People Chronicles. What a fest! Oh my goodness, and it is my pleasure to welcome, and I've been bugging him the whole season, John Ernesto. You are the manager of Boscovs Berks Jazz Fest. What a 25th year.
Oh, it was great, Joe. And I'm sorry I didn't get here earlier, but
you were a little busy.
A little busy at times, but it was a great festival. Everything went well. We had record attendance, so it was a great way to celebrate the 25th anniversary of the festival. So it was a lot of work for a lot of people, but it all came together at the end, and we're now working on the 2016 festival as we speak. So.
Lisa's thrilled about that. Meet Lisa Johnson.
It never ends.
She's actually working on ads for the publication.
Really?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Already?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, for the Cape
my
May Jazz
goodness.
Fest coming
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
For the Cape May Jazz Fest?
Yes. Berks Jazz Fest will have an ad in that program.
When is that?
The end of the month, the last weekend of this month.
I'll miss it, 'cause I'm going down to Cape May in June. I'm going to miss it. So we're advertising it. You were the graphic designer, is that?
Yes, that's correct.
Did I get that correct? She's a wizard, is what she is. Honest to goodness, I've worked with you for many, many years, and your work always impresses me. And,
thank you.
and this is a little bit of that work.
A little bit, yes.
A lot of it.
Yeah, 232 pages worth.
Did you count?
Yes, many times.
Yeah.
This is the first of its kind project.
Absolutely, yes.
So in 25 years, you thought we need to make this special, right? Whose
was-
idea was the book?
It was a collaboration of myself, Lisa, and Andrew Lepley. The idea of doing a book came up, and then we started exploring how to do it. And then we decided to do it. The Arts Council, Karen Haber and Jim Landergan decided that this is a good idea. Let's go forth. And so we started working on it, and we had an idea and a concept, but we didn't have everything nailed down. So it kind of evolved as we started doing it, and it kept growing. And then we had these ideas. Well, let's do this. Why don't we do that? And next thing you know, it just kept mushrooming, and it went from what was our original plan? 100 and
It was 140, 160 pages.
60 pages.
Yeah,
It ended up 232. So obviously there was a few changes made along the way, but the end result is it's a great compilation of the 25 years of the festival. First 24 with a highlight of what was going on in 25. So now we have something a history, or something that people can remember the first 25 years. So there's something put together. So it ended up we were all thrilled with it. Lisa did an amazing job of designing it and putting it together. Andrew, his photos, and
Take me to one of those sessions, because I can only, just knowing you, Lisa, I can only imagine what the session may have been like as you were going through archives of photos, and then any of those photos bringing up memories of, do you remember this year or that year? And I can only imagine between Andrew and yourself and you, Lisa, your memories are different from any one picture. What was that like for you?
Well, for me, it was a great reflection on the festival. I mean, so many things you forgot about. Having been involved with the festival for 25 years, you find that you're always looking forward. You're never looking behind. We informally kept a list of all past artists, but it kind of
so it was a spreadsheet somewhere.
It's in the system, but. And you never really look back on what you did and what we have done as an organization for regarding the festival. And this was a kind of a eye-opening experience, because all of a sudden I don't even remember this. I don't remember that. Did we do that?
So were there aha moments?
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
yes?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I don't even. I booked the acts. I don't even remember even booking them. So, but it was a great exercise, and also it was nice to we did really accomplish something here as an organization.
Something.
So it was really cool. It was really cool.
When you're doing it, and it just occurred to me as I'm listening to you and going to Jazz Fest, Boscovs Berks Jazz Fest, all of these years, there's a lot of, return acts because they love it. It's so well done. Did you come across any one-hit wonders? Like, we had them, that worked out, it was okay, or you went in a different direction? Because Boscovs Berks Jazz Fest isn't just straight up jazz. You've really branched out.
It's
trying to
very
appeal to
diverse
everybody.
musically. Obviously there's some people who played the festival one time.
Or maybe twice.
Or twice. And for whatever reason, they haven't been back, but... I would call them one-hit wonders. I would just, but they fit the bill for that year,
Yes,
so
yes.
it's a puzzle putting it together every year, and because we do so many different styles of music, so many different genres of jazz, and there's some favorites that we try to bring back every year, and present them in a different light each time, but. It's interesting. There was one band. My wife Susie and I we wanted to book him for the festival for a while. Dr. Lonnie Smith, and he played the festival, and I don't even remember him even playing the festival.
Oh, really?
So I don't know if that's an old age or what, but so that was kind of the interesting part of all this.
Yeah, I would think so. And the challenge for you, Lisa, as a graphic artist and doing the print ads and the tabloid kind of thing, how did that translate to actually creating a book? Publishing is a little bit different, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it is different. And this is actually the second time I put something like this together. I did work several years ago with the Borough of Shillington and designed a history book for them on a much smaller scale. It was over 100 pages, but not as intense as this one as far as going through the volume of photos and stories and everything. So it was almost like putting a puzzle together. There were a lot of times I laid out pages and I either didn't like the way they looked and had to rework them, or I really liked the way they look, and then all of a sudden, no, we have to get this artist in. Oh no, there's a story here. So it was a lot of reworking and tweaking, and just to get things the way I wanted them to look.
So I imagine if somebody says, no, you have to get this in, and you have the page done, and you're adding, you could affect the whole pagination.
Yes.
Couldn't you?
Yeah. So that's why I worked in sections. I was smart. I didn't want to lay out all 232 pages in one document. I worked in sections. Yeah, that's how
All
you
right.
have to do it. Yeah.
Here's the $1 million question. How long did that take?
Oh my gosh. I didn't log my hours. I worked on it for a period of several months. I lost a lot of sleep towards the end, trying to make deadlines and get things done. It was
a lot of time.
Hours, a lot of time.
Is this a reward? Maybe. And I have to tell both of you, there was something about this 25th anniversary year. It was the second weekend, and I believe it was Friday night. It was a Friday night, and I was at Building 24 for a show. And then I went with some volunteers over to the Crowne Plaza, and then I had to go back to Building 24. I have never seen the Crowne Plaza that packed. It always gets really crowded. But it was slammed. I think there were at least three shows going on. And then there were, two, the early show and the late show at three venues at the plaza. But here's what I saw. Not only that, people walking around and looking for the artist and getting signatures.
Yeah.
Here's
I saw
your
that too.
picture. Could you autograph it here? And the artists were so accommodating. What a treasure that is to have.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who bought them, and they had tabs in them for artists, so when they saw them, they knew how to get right to the tab and right for the artist. So
I think it made, I was watching artists sign, and just watching their face and signing their own picture, it kind of was, this is Boscovs Berks Jazz Fest. This is why I keep coming back here, which is very cool. And the $1 million question, are there any left? Can we still get them?
Absolutely, yes. They're we printed them with the idea of having extras, so that we could have them available all year long. And we do have them. We're in a process of designing our marketing for it, and but you'll be able to get them at the Berks Jazz Fest website, berksjazzfest.com.
Can we get them there now?
Yes, it's up there now. Yes, yeah.
So berksjazzfest.com, you can get your own copy, and I encourage you to do that because many of the artists will be back next year.
I hope so.
And you can still have them autograph those.
Absolutely, yeah.
Which
And
is a
some
real
who
thrill.
weren't here this year
Right?
who may be back, who are in the book and may be back next year. So,
Yes.
So
Yes.
there's a lot of opportunities.
So there's flashback moments for you as you're creating it, but I would imagine too as a concert goer, you're going to see this picture or that picture and say, I remember that, or I saw this one and I heard about this one, I missed it, so I want to go next time. Were there any moments in there that hit a bell for you, Lisa, as you were creating through the years? Maybe you were introduced to a new artist, you didn't know this one, so you're making an ad for it and you see it pop up.
I think the neatest thing for me was to see the very early years from the beginning, because I was not involved at that time. I only came on in the late 90s, early 2000s. So it was neat to see pictures of buildings that still exist, but businesses that don't exist, like O'Kelly's, Widow Finney's. It was neat to see those pictures in the book.
I didn't even think about that
Yeah, there's-
aspect,
yeah.
that you would see
Yeah.
things like that in there.
There's a lot of pictures from O'Kelly's and Widow Finney's because the first couple of years we did shows. Most of the shows were downtown.
That's right. That's right.
There's only a handful of shows, so it was pretty cool. And then the neat thing was, Andrew has been involved with the festival I think since '95,
Yes.
and so he had photo documentation of all the festivals. But 91, 92, 93, 94, we didn't have any photos. So that was a challenge for us on how we were going to.
So there wasn't an official.
There was
photographer
no
at that
official
point?
photographer. So we talked to Bill Urick at the Red Eagle, and those negatives have been stashed away someplace in the building, and so I asked him if it was possible to find them. And we got dates and the festivals, and he found negatives from every festival, 91, 92, 93, 94, which made the book complete.
Right.
Without them, the book wouldn't have been as cool as it is. I mean, it's great, but it was. Those pictures made it a home run for me. And we have pictures of Wynton Marsalis in '91 playing at the Sheraton.
Wow.
25 years ago, and he obviously is a much younger man. And
That's interesting, isn't it?
Yes.
To look at the
Yeah,
artist.
and pictures of gosh, I can't think of his name.
Bill Urick
the
came up
early
with the
years.
picture of
Yeah.
Frankie Scott for us.
Right,
So we
Frankie
remembered
Scott,
him.
yeah.
Stanley Turrentine.
Yeah, Stanley Turrentine, Ileana Elias the second year, Shirley Horn, legends of jazz who were here those first several years who are no longer with us, and
Some
so it was
passed.
it was really neat that tied it all together, especially with Lisa's design concept she came up with, which started every chapter out with about a year listing all the artists,
Right.
and so that just made everything go from there, and then we knew what we had.
As you look at it and you knew what you had and you watched the evolution of the festival itself and how it's grown, do you find now, okay, you looked back, you're obviously looking forward, does it make a path clear for you? Does the direction become clearer as you move forward?
Well, yeah. I mean, there's things that dictate that. I mean, like this year, the DoubleTree.
Yeah. That's going to be a
Hilton
big
DoubleTree
change, isn't it?
Is going to be available to us. So we're already working with the DoubleTree and our other venues and how we're going to fit the DoubleTree into the festival. In fact, we have a meeting next Monday night with the key people to kind of look at the floor plan, and so we can come up with a floor plan that makes sense. It's a challenge for us, a big challenge, because you just can't automatically add 10 shows to the festival.
Another venue, too.
Yeah, so we have to. So it's going to take some serious planning and some adjustments. So once that's the challenge for this year. I mean, 2015 had its challenges because it was the 25th anniversary, but 2016 is even more of a challenge now that you bring a major venue on board like that. Which is good for everybody. It's good for the festival. It's good for the DoubleTree. It's good for the community. But it has to make sense to us too. And also we have to be loyal to are longtime venues who have been with us. So
Right,
so
right.
so you got to find that magic mix. So.
You will find it, John.
Well,
You're
you
adept
know,
at that. I know as the general manager
It's
of
it's been on my mind for a long time, and there's been a lot of conversation, a lot of ideas, but we decided I wanted to get input from people who've been involved with the festival a long time, who are going to be impacted by this, to sit on this little think tank committee that
Right.
we're doing. So
Right.
so our first meeting is next Monday, the 18th. So kind of excited about that. I want to hear other people's ideas. We have some ideas.
I love that you're excited about it just on the heels of the festival. You're right
Yeah.
back in it for the next year.
Well, we haven't. It didn't. I mean, I really haven't really stopped between cleaning up business from this current one, and all the meetings. I already had like 2 or 3 meetings with the DoubleTree.
Wow.
We've had meetings with every hotel, all our other venues, because I wanted to know where everyone stood as we start planning the. Because the agents are calling, managers are calling, trying to get their acts booked for next year, and I just tell them I have to see the floor plan and see where everybody's going to fit in. So we want to get that done by this month, so then we can start programming in June.
Stay tuned, and you'll keep hearing more about Boscovs Berks Jazz Fest right here on the Spotlight Channel. And this is just kind of a culmination of this, some call it hidden gems in communities. There's this hidden gem, and it shines and it sparkles, and people travel from all over to visit the gem. And sometimes people in the community miss the gem. Don't miss it. And you can get this book at boscovsberksjazzfest.com. See the caliber of the acts that come in and block out the week for next year so that you don't miss the show. Thank you both very much, Lisa Johnson and John Ernesto.
No, thank you.
Thank you.
My
Appreciate
pleasure.
it.